Hey guys, what's up? Lethally Poor here. Coming to you from a new location, the range. I know, surprising. I don't spend all my money on gear, I actually train too. So, I wanted to do a video talking about my rifle setup. This is my main setup, and pretty much does everything I need it to for right now. We'll talk about some things I'd like to have and maybe some things that I would change, but let's get right into it. So, everyone starts a different way. I don't want to do Grantham style, but maybe I'll do butt to tip. So, starting back here, B5 stock with a cheek riser. This is a weapons observer. Really hope this is in frame, so otherwise it would suck. But it's a weapons observer cheek riser for the Unity mount, and a B5 stock. Nothing crazy here. Mil-spec buffer tube, or maybe it's a Geisley, I'm not sure, doesn't matter. Working our way up, law folder, which we'll talk about it, but it's good and it's bad. Like, it has a couple things going for it that I really like, a couple things that I could do without, but running an H buffer in this, I probably should be running an H2, but it's neither here nor there. Sling, let's just go back to that real quick. I run QDs on my slings. I like them. I think it's better than looping it in, but that's just a personal preference. And old school Blue Force gear sling, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, moving back up to here. Getting into the grip, matching B5. If you don't match the grip to the stock, are you even a gun guy? I don't know. That's just me. Have a Geisley ACH charging handle. Oh, and we're empty. That's good. Probably should have said that earlier, but yep, nothing to write home about. The wings are a little bit small for my liking, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Moving up, so the actual upper, it's a complete Super Duty 10-3 from Geisley. I got it probably 3 years ago now. Put a lot of rounds through it. It's dirty, but it works. It had a little bit of issues, and I'll talk about that towards the end. I was able to resolve it with the buffer, but yeah. So on top of this, I have an Aimpoint Pro Mag. It's a 3 by magnifier. I don't know if the if the difference between the cheaper one and the more expensive one. This is the more expensive one. It has the rubberized shell. Other than that, the eye relief is still pretty crappy. I'm not a really big fan of magnifiers, but unfortunately I need the capability, being that this is my do everything gun right now. Moving up, Unity with an Aimpoint T2, and this is the gold standard in my opinion. I mean, you really can't go wrong with this. It's been super awesome, super reliable, never changed the battery. I have the Knight's Armament cap that holds a second battery, and it's been awesome. So yeah, I mean, not much to really say. It's a red dot. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, but that's it. Oh, should have mentioned, this is on the Unity mount as well, which is pretty expensive, but it works, and otherwise you'd have to get funky with Picatinny and all that stuff. This does come off, which sometimes I will run it in my carrier. I either put it in one of the side pockets or sometimes in the back panel if I really don't need it or I don't want it. That's that. Moving up, I have some rail scales on this, which I thought were kind of gimmicky when I first saw them a couple years back, but they actually do help with your grip a little bit, and they do help with heat mitigation, which, I mean, for my application, I'm not shooting hundreds of rounds in short durations, but if I was, then that would be good. Full-size light. I know this is kind of a hot take, but I prefer the full-size lights on even the short guns. The capability of having the lumens and candela are, I think, super valuable. This is a kind of a Frankenstein build. This is an Arasaka body with a Mod Light head and a Surefire DS00 tail cap, which if you're gonna get this style, I definitely recommend getting the DS00 versus the regular Surefire. Having the option of just going to the button on the side is a lot better, but I think plenty of people have covered that. Mod Light ramp, which I'm kind of becoming not a fan of. It's coming loose and it never really stays tight. I've Loctited it, I've torqued it to I think it's like a 5-inch pound. It doesn't work. Kind of sucks. Mod Light, mod button, this is fine. It works. There's nothing to really write home about. Surefire RC2. Yeah, so that's the upper. And on this, I have should mention real quick, just the Surefire 4-prong. I had an extra one and I put it on there. I really don't notice the difference between the 3 prongs or any of the other muzzle devices. I mean, other than maybe a muzzle brake. So, to the lower, just a regular lower, mil-spec lower, and the lower parts kit is Geisley. I have a Geisley SSA3 trigger in it, which it works. It's fast. I'm gonna try for this will be my first video where I actually put clips in. I think I figured out how to do it finally, but yeah, I'll have some clips of me shooting this. You'll see it's pretty fast. I'm not that fast of a shooter, but even with this trigger, I can get pretty good splits. RCM, Rifle Combat Magwell, maybe? Yeah, that sounds right. And it's worked. It's pretty cool. It definitely breaks a lot. I've gone through 2 of them on this build and another build. If you are hard on your stuff at all, maybe steer away or maybe try to find an aluminum one. The Parker Mount Machine one definitely seems interesting to me. But for those of you that don't know, it basically just allows, if you're using nods or in low light conditions, you can go a little bit easier into the magwell, and it works. It does work when it's not broken, basically. This is a SBR lure, so hopefully I didn't just dox myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Not a super long video. Just wanted to maybe give you guys some ideas on this and what I would change. I'm not really a fan of the 10-3 anymore. I thought it was pretty cool when I first got it, but if you're running a can on it, it's kind of defeats the purpose of it. Hot take, I know. Maybe an 11.5, maybe a 12.5. The gun that I'm building next, which will probably become my new main squeeze, is going to be 14.5 with no suppressor, nothing on it. Just light optic and some magnification. That's not a magnifier, but that's that. Reliability wise, this thing's been pretty reliable. No crazy malfunctions until recently. Within the last, I would say, a couple months, I've been having some failure to feeds, which is super frustrating and sketchy if you're going to be trusting this thing with your life. I had to play around with the buffer a lot, and I finally figured out that the H buffer makes it the most reliable. I was kind of disappointed because it worked for so long. I cleaned it, checked everything, and that was the only thing that really fixed it. So maybe if you're having that issue, that helped you. Otherwise, I would say go with a longer barrel if you can. I mean, a 14.5 is going to be awesome, in my opinion, for 99% of what you need to do. And I'm not a CQB guy, so I don't really need the super short barrel. But nevertheless, that's pretty much it. Quick video instead of me rambling forever. Figured I'd give you guys a tour and kind of see what's going on. So thank you guys. Hope you've been well. Have a great day.